Alright, before we dig deeper for today's lesson, let me share to you another sports trivia. Sino na nga ulit ang pambansang kamuo ng Pilipinas? Tama, walang iba kundi si Senador Manny Pacquiao. Si Senador Manny Pacquiao ay isang kilalang boksingero hindi lamang sa ating bansa kundi sa buong mundo. Boxing is an intense activity which could last up to a maximum of 36 minutes. The athlete should possess both power and endurance in order to win. The estimated VO2 max of Manny Pacquiao is more than 60 milliliters of oxygen per kilogram per minute. His aerobic capacity is higher than the average score for males, which is 45 milliliters of oxygen per kilogram per minute. His aerobic capacity is attributed to running at a high intensity for more than 45 minutes. Alam ko mga kasama, tunay ngang nakamamangha si Senador Manny Pacquiao at malamang ngayon tinatanong mo ang sarili mo kung ano nga ba ang mga naging sikreto niya para makamit ang matikas, matipuno at malusog na pangangatawang ito. All of these secrets will be revealed today as we discuss about the exercise program design, a key to a physically fit body. As we unfold the secret to have a sound mind and a sound body, we have to be guided with the frequently asked questions or facts for the exercise program design. First, are there guidelines to help me improve my fitness level safely and effectively? Second, what are the principles of exercise training? Third, what are the steps in designing an effective exercise program? And fourth, for persons who are inactive and unsure, what should be the first thing to do before engaging in an exercise program? All of this and more coming right next. For the first frequently asked questions, are there guidelines to help me improve my fitness level safely and effectively? Tandaan mga kasama, doing more is not exactly doing it right. Fitness standards are higher than health standards. People can get fit by becoming more active. However, you need to practice caution because doing more is not exactly doing it right. These are safe and effective principles of exercise training that can help you improve and sustain your improvements while avoiding injuries. The following principles are important in designing an exercise program. So, what are these principles of exercise training then? First, we have the principle of overload. The principle of overload states that the body must work harder than what it is used to in order for it to adapt. It implies that exercise is a controlled form of stress that will stimulate the body to become stronger. For example, mga kasama, in order for a muscle to get stronger, it must be overloaded or work beyond the usual load. At first, the body will resist the new workload, but it will eventually adapt over time. It is important to perform exercise on a regular basis to gain its benefits. A word of caution mga kasama, exercise should not be performed until exhaustion o yung sobrang pagkapagal o pagkapagod or until pain sets in to be considered effective. The second principle of exercise training is the principle of progression. The principle of progression states that the body should experience a gradual increase in workload. If the principle of overload asks how hard, then the principle of progression asks how soon. The body will get injured if it experiences a workload that is too hard and too soon. The body should be given an ample time to recover and get used to the new workload. The rate at which the body adapts varies from one individual to another. What may work for me may not work for you. It depends our body type, our body needs. A reasonable time frame is to increase the load after 2 weeks. However, it is recommended that you do not increase the workload by more than 10% from the previous week. Another principle of exercise training is the principle of specificity. The principle of specificity states that the body will adapt specifically to the workload it experiences. It implies that improvements in fitness level will be limited to the activities that one is performing. The application of this principle is not only on the movement or activity performed, but to the intensity at which it is performed. A person who trains for a marathon should not be expected to be able to lift heavy barbells. This principle highlights the importance of performing a variety of activities to improve overall fitness. Another principle is the principle of individuality. The principle of individuality states that no two persons are the same and their rate of adaptation to the same workload differs. This principle emphasizes the need to create an exercise program that is individual specific. All individuals have different performance goals, fitness attributes, lifestyle, and nutritional preferences. They respond to exercise and its physical and social environments in their own unique way. It is therefore essential that the exercise program cater to these individual needs and preferences. The last principle is the principle of reversibility. The adaptations that take place as a result of training are all reversible. While an exercise program requires rest for the body to recover, too much rest may be counterproductive. The principle of reversibility is another way of stating the principle of disuse. If your energy systems are not utilized, they deteriorate to a level that matches your level of activity. It indicates that disuse or inactivity results in loss of benefits achieved in overloading. In order to maintain a desired level of fitness, you need to continue to provide an exercise overload. Unfortunately, you cannot bank fitness, neither can you store it. The principle states that if an individual stops to exercise, the body gradually returns to its initial level of fitness. The next question is, what are the steps in designing an effective exercise program tulad ng pagre-reseta ng doktor? Sa ating mga pang-medikal na mga pangangailangan, the key to a well-designed exercise program is that it should cater to the individual's needs and goals. Ano nga ba ang pangangailangan ng iyong katawan? The program should address the weaknesses and needs of the individual. The results of the various fitness tests will give an idea of what he or she needs. It is common to set goals that adhere to the recommendations prescribed by health organizations such as the Department of Health and the World Health Organization. For example, the DOH recommends that moderate intensity aerobic exercise should be performed for a minimum of 30 minutes every day. However, setting a performance goal is a powerful motivator to keep the program. A performance goal is a concrete manifestation of what an individual wants to achieve. It is important to design an exercise program that addresses a performance goal for each fitness component. The following are guidelines that can help in determining fitness goals. Number 1, write short-term and long-term performance goals. A short-term goal is something that can be achieved in 6 to 8 weeks, while a long-term goal is something that can be achieved in 6 months or more. A long-term goal is usually made of several short-term goals that build on each other. Second, Set realistic goals. It is important that goals are attainable in the given period. Review your current fitness level and decide on modest gains. You can also ask your teacher or friends who exercise for a possible goal. This will keep you from getting frustrated. 3. Write specific goals. Write a goal for each fitness component instead of writing a general one, like climb 4 flights of stairs without getting tired instead of improve fitness level. A specific goal helps you focus on what has to be done. 4. Write a fitness contract. A fitness contract is a concrete commitment. It is a visual reminder of the goals you have identified, and it strengthens your resolve to keep your exercise program. It makes you accountable for the consequences of your actions. You can also use the smarter objectives in setting your fitness goals, just like this table. In this table, we have the objectives, the description, and the goal. S stands for specific. Under this, we are going to describe the what, the why, the who, the when, and the how. You should have a definite direct target objective. Like, I will exercise for 30 minutes at least 3 times a week. M stands for measurable. Objectives should be measurable to truthfully gauge your goal. Like for example, I will be able to run for 30 minutes without stopping. A stands for attainable or achievable. Goals should be stimulating, neither too comfortable nor too difficult. I will finish the 5K fun run in 30 minutes or less. R is for realistic. Goals should be attainable given the resources, effort, and time. I will compete in a 10K event in 6 months. T stands for time. Goals must be timely, helpful, and attainable in a period of time. I will lose at least 5 kilograms in 3 months. E stands for exciting. Exciting. Goals must be motivational and encouraging to level up and improve. An example goal is, I will learn how to swim and ride a bike so I can join the triathlon club. And R is for recorded. Evaluate the workout you have done, its regularity, moderation, time given, and the progress made with the type of training. Like for example, I will increase the distance I can run by 10% every 2 weeks. For persons who are inactive and unsure, what should be the first thing to do before engaging in an exercise program? It is always best to start any undertaking with a plan. The idea is similar to what you do before the actual building of a house. For example, an architect would design a house based on the conditions of the building site as well as the needs of the people who will live in it. The assessment process helps an architect design a plan that is specific to the site conditions. In exercise program design, the assessment process can provide relevant information on the health risks, physical limitations, and muscle weaknesses of an individual. The pre-participation screening is essential to rule out the presence of medical conditions wherein strenuous physical activities and certain types of exercises are contraindicated. In some cases, an intense physical activity may lead to cardiac arrest or an asthma attack. These events can be prevented if a pre-participation screening is undertaken. The Physical Activity Readiness Questionnaire or PARQ is a subjective method in identifying the risk of cardiovascular diseases. It is composed of 7 questions answerable by yes or no. Each question evaluates one's history for medical conditions such as heart diseases, hypertension, chronic obstructive pulmonary disease, disease, and diabetes mellitus? A yes answer to any of the questions puts the individual at high risk, which means he or she has to consult a physician and undergo further tests before engaging in an exercise program. The American College of Sports Medicine also recommends the evaluation of known risk factors for cardiovascular disease because an intense activity may trigger a fatal event if the person answered yes to at least two of the questions listed below. He or she is classified as an individual to be at risk, and he or she should consult a physician before engaging in strenuous physical activities. For males, are you over 45 years old? For females, are you over 55 years old? Do you have a history of cardiac arrest in the family? Have you smoked tobacco in the past 6 months? For males, is your waist more than 90 centimeters? For females, is your waist more than 80 centimeters? And the last question, do you consider yourself physically active?